Gurave sarvalokanam bhishaje bhavaroginam nitaye sarvavidhyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye namaha. Shruti smriti purananam alayam karunalayam namami bhagavad padashankaram lokashankaram apara karuna sindhum jnanadam shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekharendra gurum pranamami mudanvaham Sadguru Charanarvindabhyan namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Acharya here is explaining what are anatma to the student. He is explaining what the student is not. Atma is our own self. Anatma is what we are not. And that is what Acharya, the teacher, is explaining the student. He said to the student, hey student, you are not this physical universe, sthula prapancha, nor you are your physical body, your sthula sharira. You are neither the sthula prapancha. Sthula prapancha is the gross world that we see around us. We can understand. It doesn't take a lot of scriptural studies to understand that we are not this physical universe, but it takes some kind of introspection to understand that we are not this physical body, because in this Janma we have been identifying with our body since we are born. If a person is 50 years old, he or she has been identifying with their body for 50 years. It takes a lot of effort to change a notion, even if you are familiar with that notion for 1 year. Say, for example, we have been living in a house, a rented house for 1 year or 2 years, and then you take a certain road to get to your office. You bought a new house, own house, you changed your house. Now you have to take a different route. What happens? For the first couple of days, we will always take the wrong road from our office. It happened to me when I switched to another house. I took, the same road which I have been taking for 2 or 3 years because of vasanas. The problem is we have been identifying with the physical body as long as we are born in this Janma, but we also have a lot of previous Janmas, Anadya Vidya Vasanaya, infinite previous Janmas, and I can promise that in all the previous Janmas, we have been identifying with our physical bodies only. How do I know? If we ever understood that we are not the physical body, if we have studied Vedanta in the previous Janmas, then we would not have gotten this Janma in the first place. We would already be a Mukta Purusha. We would not have gotten the Janma in the first place. The very fact that we have gotten a Janma is proving that we have been having this body identification, that is Dehatma Buddhi, in all our previous Janmas, plus whatever age I have. So it is very, very hard to transcend the physical body. And that is what the Acharya says in the first place. A student, you are not the physical body. You are not made up of panchabhautikas. You are not your eyes. You are not your ears. The physical body has got death, decay, birth, growth, etc. But in your real nature, you don't have any of those, said Acharya about this Sthula Sharira. Next, he came to Sukshma Sharira, which is the subtle body. What is Sukshma Sharira composed of? It is composed of Mano, Buddhi, ahankara, chitta, all the subtle body, all those things which we cannot perceive with our stula sharira, but which we can infer that it exists. We cannot see manas. How much ever powerful microscope you have, science cannot prove that mind exists. They know that mind exists, but they just don't know where. Somebody says mind exists in the brain, but there are a lot of people, a part of their brain is even absent, but they still can think. So, Sukshma Sharira is not available for day to day transaction, is not available for physical perception, but we can all infer that we all have Sukshma Sharira. What does Sukshma Sharira composed of? Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, and Chitta. I'm pretty sure we all have no doubts about whether we have a mind or intellect. So that is Sukshma Sharira. The next is Karana Sharira. This is even alien to our physical day to day perception. It is even hard to explain through science. At least modern science has accepted that something called as mind is there, something called as intellect is there, something called as consciousness or self awareness is there. It all refers to Sukshma Sharira. But science is not, it does not have that subtlety to transcend Sukshma Sharira, to probe into Karana Sharira, which is everything existing in potential form, that state that we enjoy during our deep sleep state. We all know that, okay, yesterday night I slept so nicely. When do we know? We know that after we wake up, we are not even aware, we don't even perceive that we are perceiving that peaceful sleep while we are having that deep sleep state. That is called as Karana Sharira. And that Karana Sharira, the Karana Prapancha, is called as Mula Vidya or Maya. And Maya has got three qualities, three gunas: Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna. In the last class, we have seen Tamo guna and Rajo guna. What is Tamo guna? Inertia, inertness, laziness, doubtingness. All these point to tamoguna. And what is the power of tamoguna? The power of tamoguna is that of to veil, to cover up, you know, all ajnanam. Ignorance is a power of tamoguna. Laziness is a power of tamoguna. The fact that we don't even understand our real nature, the fact that we are ignorant of our real nature, is the effect of tamoguna. And what is rajoguna? The power of projection. We have two problems. The first problem is we don't understand our real nature. The second problem is we misunderstand our real nature to be that of something else. The fact that we don't understand our real nature is one problem, but even the bigger problem is we identify with our body. If somebody scolds us, we get so sad. If somebody praises us, we get so happy. And we always want all the others to pamper us. By meaning us, I mean the physical body. That misinterpretation, that misidentification, that projection of myself onto my physical body, or to my sthula sharira or sukshma sharira or karana sharira, is called as power of projection. How better understand the power of projection? Long back there was a news. Apparently, it happened in India, and in theater, they show with projector, they showed, movies, right? And in that movie, the villain apparently killed the hero. So how do I'm pretty sure we all have gone to theaters, and what do? They have a projector. They project all the scenes onto a white cloth, onto that screen. The screen is there. All the images are being projected onto the screen, and in the movie, the villain killed the hero with a knife. And we have this overzealous fans or fanatics. One of the fans got so angry, he took a knife, he killed the villain who is being projected onto that screen. For some time, he doesn't even know that what he is seeing is a movie, and whatever that is there, it's just a screen with the image of hero and villain projected onto the screen. It is only a projection, but he misunderstood that projection as the real thing. So he is chasing after the villain who is being projected onto the screen. So that is because of tamoguna, the rajoguna. Sorry. So tamoguna is the power of wheeling. Rajoguna is the power of projection. Technically, it is called as Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti, respectively. And the other guna is called as Sattva Guna. That is what we are going to see in detail in today's class. Adi Shankaracharya is splitting Sattva Guna into three groups: a lower Sattva, a medium Sattva, and a higher Sattva. Uttama Sattva, higher Sattva; Madhyama Sattva, mediocre Sattva; Adhama Sattva, or lower Sattva. That is how Adi Shankaracharya is splitting that Sattva Guna. So first we will go from lower to higher. The lower Sattva, the lowest Sattva, or the Adhama Sattva, is called as Malina Sattva. Malinam meaning polluted. Sattva Guna is there, but it is being overpowered by, it is being polluted by Rajoguna and Tamoguna. A person with 5 percentage sattva and 95 percentage rajo and tamo guna is said to have malina sattva. And what does he say about malina sattva? Sattvam vishuddham jalavat tathapi tabhyam militva saranaya kalpate yatratmabhimbah pratibimbatah san prakashayatyarka ivakhilam jadam. He says that sattva guna is like water. It's like clear water. I'm pretty sure we all would have gone to a swimming pool. In swimming pool, water is colorless, but whatever that is present on the bottom of the swimming pool, water will show that. If that swimming pool is painted blue, it looks as though the water is blue in color. If the swimming pool has got some stripes, it looks as though water has got those stripes. If the swimming pool is that of a certain shape, a circular shape or a rectangular shape swimming pool, it seems water also would have taken that shape of the swimming pool. But in reality, water does not have any color, water does not have any shape. In fact, science says water doesn't even have any taste. The water that we drink tastes such that, I mean, it is because of all the dissolved salts, all the dissolved impurities in the water that gives the taste of the water. If you take pure H2O, double distilled water that we get in labs and all, we cannot even drink it because it does not have any taste whatsoever. So water, because of its association with the thing, if it's associated with blue color, it takes blue color. If it's associated with a rectangular container, it takes rectangle shape. If it's associated with sodium chloride, it takes its characteristic taste, right? So that is called as milinatvam or malinatvam. And that person will be, he has got sattva, he can understand all those things, but he doesn't know a way out. All of us have this kind of sattva guna in the beginning. We know that samsara is a problem. We need sattva guna to even understand that there is a pain. If somebody is hurting us, it needs sattva guna to understand that you are being hurt, either physically or mentally or through abuse. But we don't know what to do about it, right? So that type of guna is called as malina sattva, the lower sattva, the person who knows that he is in samsara. Like all of us, we all are present in samsara. We know that we are being constantly hurt, but we don't know a way out. He is not a sadhana chatushtaya purusha. And the next sattva is called as mishra sattva. What is mishra sattva? This person will have sattva, rajo, and tamo guna in equal level, like 33 percentage sattva, 33 percentage rajo guna, 33 percentage tamo guna. He has got sattva guna, so he understands that there is a samsara. He understands that there is a way out of samsara. He even takes steps towards removing the samsara, but he is not that mukta. Like intermediary via media people like all of us. How are we different from a common person? Common person knows that there is suffering. We also knows that there is suffering. But common person does not know a way out of it. He is not taking steps towards moksha. On the other hand, we know that there is a way out of samsara. We also know, there are steps and we are in the process. We might be in LKG, that is fine, but we are still in LK. But we are in LKG rather than, not even going to school like others. So, like all of us are in this state of Mishra Sattva. We have Rajoguna, we have Tamoguna, but we also have Sattva Guna. And because of that Sattva Guna, Mishrasya Sattvasya Bhavanti Dharmaha Tvamani Tvamanidadya Niyamayamadhyaha Shraddha cha Bhaktischa Mumukshuta cha Daivi cha Sampat Daivi cha Sampat Tirasannivrittihi, says Acharya. Because of that Mishra Sattva, we have Yama, we have Niyama. What is Yama and Niyama? Do's and don'ts. We try to follow Shastra. We are not 100% there yet, but we know that there is a Shastra. We at least know of Shastra. We know some rules and regulations, and we try to follow as much as possible. Yama, Niyama, and Shraddha. We have faith in Shastra Upadesha. We have faith in Guru Shastra Upadesha. That is called as Shraddha. We take Shastra as a pramana. And Bhaktischa. We also have devotion. We believe in Bhagavan as karma phaladata, and we do a lot of puja, etc. That is bhaktischa and mumukshutacha. What is mumukshutvam? Mukshatvam is moksha icha. We know that we are in samsara, but we want to get out of samsara. We want to be a free person. We know that our real nature is not what we think it is, but we don't know the real nature. We know that this is not our real nature, but we don't know what is our real nature. That state is because of Mishra Sattva and Daivi cha sampattira sannivrittihi. Daivi sampat we have. Daivi sampat. What is Daivi sampat? Again, we have to go to Bhagavad Gita. Adambitvam. So in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Sampat Yoga is there in one whole chapter. Asuri Sampat, Daivi Sampat. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains what is Asuri Sampat and what is Daivi Sampat. Asteyam, the one who does not steal from others. Adhambitvam, Amanitvam, the one who does not have pride in himself. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, whatever the thing some person do, he does not want it to be propagated to others. He does not want whatever he does to be known by others. We see a lot of people, they give $50 to charity, but then they will advertise that I have given $50. That is called as dambattam madikkirathu. And Krishna says adambitvam is daivi sampat. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, without even causing pain to others, even at mental level. தீயினால் சுட்டப்புண் உள்ளாரும் ஆறாதே நாவினால் சுட்டவடு, says Thiruvalluvar. The person will be hurt more by words than by fire, says Thiruvalluvar. But this person will not hurt others even with his words, even with his body, not even with his mind. So all those gunas are Daivi Sampat. Then what is Asuri Sampat? Exactly opposite. The one person who always wants to propagate, do propaganda about himself, the one who is egoistic, the one who is very, very selfish, the one who wants to hurt others. All these things are called as Asuri Sampat. If you have time, please go read Bhagavad Gita. Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yogaha. A chapter is there. And Mishra Sattva will increase Daivi Sampat to other people. And next, what is Shuddha Sattva? Shuddha Sattva is predominant Sattva. For a Moksha Purusha, he will have 80 or 90 percentage Sattva Guna and 10 percentage Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna combined. Again, we have to be very, very careful. No person, no human being can have 100 percentage Sattva Guna. If he has 100 percentage Sattva without Rajoguna and Tamoguna, that person cannot even sleep, because if you need Tamoguna in order to sleep for 8 hours, you need Rajoguna to move from one place to another place. And all the three gunas are always present in all the things. Only the proportion of the three gunas will vary. So the Shuddha Sattva person will have predominant Sattva Guna with very, 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 very minimal Rajo and Tamo Guna. By controlling his foot, by controlling his thought, the person have increased their Sattva percentage and decreased their Tamo Guna and Rajo Guna percentage. And what does this person will do? Vishuddha Sattvasya Guna Prasadaha. Prasadaha, peace of mind. That's why in temple or after puja, we get a food, and that food we normally call it as prasadaha. It can be even vibhuti or kumkum, or it can be sundal, or this is Margari Masam, so it can also be Venpongal. And all these things are called as prasadaha because it gives us peace of mind. Prasada buddhi, prasadam adigachati, says Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, I think second or third chapter. He talks about prasada buddhi. So if you have predominantly sattva guna, you will have peace of mind. You go to bed, you sleep within 5 minutes of lying down. That is, a characteristic of Shuddha Sattva Guna. He will never be, anxious about anything because he is already a Mukta Purusha. Prasadaha Swatmanubhutihi Parama Prashantihi. He will have eternal peace. Parama Prashantihi Swatma Anubhutihi. He has understood his real nature to be the Atman. He has understood that I am not this physical body. I am not my Sukshma Sharira. I am not my Karana Sharira. I am the Sakshi which undergoes. I am the Sakshi which experiences these three Shariras. Remember, at this stage, now we know that we are not Sukshma Sharira. Now we know that we are not Stula Sharira. Now we know that we are not Karana Sharira because you guys have all come to the previous classes. But when it comes to practicality, we don't know. We know as a theoretical knowledge that we are not Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira. But when it comes to practice, we still hold on to our Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira. That is fine. That is all because of vasanas. It takes a lot of practice to overcome those vasanas. Abhyasa yogena kaunteya, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Abhyasa means practice. So in the previous sattva, what is the previous sattva? Mishra sattva knows that these things are there, but Shuddha sattva has brought all the things he has learned into practice. Swatmanubhutihi, Parama Prashantihi, Triptihi. He will always be contented. He will not be worried. He will not be jealous. If the neighbor has got a BMW car, he will not be jealous. If the neighboring, if a friend's wife has got a very costly jewel, he will not be jealous. If the neighbor is building a huge bungalow, a 5 stories or 10 stories, or even, anything, he will be contented in himself. He will be Tripta Purusha. He will be Praharsha Purusha, Harshati, happiness. He will ever be happy. And Paramatmanishta, he will always be in Atmanishta. Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha, says Bhagavad Gita. Yaya Sadananda Rasam Samrichati. He will always be enjoying the Ananda, says Acharya. These are the characteristics of Shuddha Sattva Guna. If we see overall, these are nothing but several steps of a Vedantic student. What are several steps? Before studying Vedanta, we all have predominant tamoguna. What is tamoguna? Lazy, not having faith in Shastras, always questioning Shastras, doubting Thomases. So doubting Thomas is called as tamoguna. We all were like that at one point of stage, but later we have gone to Sattva Guna. Sorry, Rajoguna. This Rajoguna is really an intermediate. And Only because of Rajoguna, we had this motivation to do a lot of puja. If we have to wake up early in the month of Margari, it really takes some Rajoguna to wake up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That too, lot of cold and recite Tirupavai or Tiruvambavai. It takes Rajoguna. So, from Tamoguna, the sadhaka has to progress to Rajoguna, but it will be a problem if you want to keep on staying in Rajoguna. You have to go to Sattva-guna. And in Sattva-guna, you have Malina Sattva, you have Mishra Sattva, and then you have Siddha Sattva. Malina Sattva, he is not a sadhana chatushtaya sampanna, and Mishra Sattva, he is a sadhana chatushtaya sampatti adhikari, and but he is not a mukta purusha. Please don't me what is sadhana chatushtaya, because these are all the prerequisites of Vedantic studies. Nitya nitya vastu vivekaha, iha mutra phalabhoga viragaha, samadhi shatka sampattihi, mumukshutvam. These four are sadhana chatushtaya. 4 Ds: discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and desire for moksha. This person, Mishra Sattva person, has got all those 4 sadhana chatushtaya, all those prerequisites for entering into Vedantic studies, and that person will, he does not stay in that Mishra Sattva, he has to progress. Just like how a person goes from grade 10 to grade 11, he has to progress, he has to advance to Shuddha Sattva, where because of Abhyasa Yoga, because of Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana, he understands his real own nature, which is Atman. So these are different steps of a Vedantic student. With this, the first question of the student has been answered. Remember, the student has asked 7 questions to the Guru. What is bondage? How does the bondage arise? And how does it exist? How to get rid of bondage? What is Atma? What is Anatma? And how to discriminate between Atma and Anatma? These are the questions raised by students several classes ago, and I told that the whole Vivekachudamani is an answer to all these questions. And with this topic, the Guru has finished answering what is Anatma, and now he is going to enter the next question, that is, what is Atma? What is Atma means what? Our real self. What is our real nature? Okay, you have told that I am not the physical body, I am not the Sukshma Sharira, I am not the Karana Sharira. Then the question arises is, then who am I? What is my real nature? That is what Acharya is going to answer in these next verses. And I want to prepare you guys for those answers. So let us see an overview of how the teaching is going to be before going into the actual teaching. Teaching about Anatma is very, very easy. If somebody asks me what is an iPhone, I can try to explain them what is an iPhone, or I can simply show them the iPhone and say, hey, this is an iPhone. This is a car. This is a laptop. I can show them that. But I cannot show anybody my real Atma, because it is my real self. How can I show my real self? I cannot even perceive my real self myself. How can I show that to others? So it is impossible to teach Atma in a conventional way. It is very, very easy to teach Anatma in a conventional way. Even quantum mechanics, now people can easily understand. But about Atma, people cannot understand, because it is impossible to explain through words. Manovacham agochara. There is a Nama in Lalita Sahasranamam, Vakukkum Manattirkum Yettada Valli. It cannot be conceived by mind, it cannot be communicated through words, says Shastra. Yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha yataha vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. It cannot be communicated through words, it cannot even be conceived by minds, says Shastra about Atma. Then the question arises, then why do I sit for Vivekachudamani class? I thought you are going to teach about Atma. You have previously told that if you know Atma, you can easily get moksha. So I thought you are going to show me a picture and tell that this is Atma and you guys all got moksha, but it is not simple as that. However, Shastra has got several techniques to teach Atma. It takes a lot of intellect to understand, to communicate, and to receive the teachings about Atma. And those things are called as logic or nyayas. And there are several logics. It is all spread over the Upanishads. Each Upanishad will teach Atma through various things. And in previous classes, we have seen one such Upanishad called as Mandukya Upanishad, which teaches Atma, which taught Atma in a peculiar way. How did it teach Atma? It taught Atma as Avasthatraya Sakshi. We have three avasthas. We have Jagrad Avastha, we have Swapna Avastha, we have Sushupti Avastha. Jagrad, waking up state. Swapna, dreaming state. Sushupti, deep sleep state. It said Atma is that principle which is common for all these three avasthas. There has to be a common thing from Jagrad, from Swapna, and from Sushupti. This can be easily understand with this example. I am showing you three pictures. One that of a golden chain, another that of a golden ring, and another that of a golden earring. I tell you these three things exist and I ask you to find out what is that thing which is common among all these three objects. What is that object which is common for all the three objects that I show in this picture? Anybody can tell that it is gold. Gold with a separate name and form. What is this form of gold? It is elongated, and function of this gold is to wear around their neck. Gold with a specific name and form becomes chain. Gold with a specific name and form becomes ring. Gold with a specific name and form becomes earrings. In fact, all the chain, ring, and earring is nothing but gold. You cannot even say 1 gram of chain in the chain. Whatever the weight of chain, it all belongs to that of gold. Whatever be the weight of ring, if that ring is 5 grams, then that 5 grams is the weight of gold. There is no vastu called ring in that ring. Whatever the material that is present in the ring, it all because of gold. But because of different names and different forms, we call them as a chain, as a ring, and as a earring. We also use them wisely. Just because, earring has got the same gold as the chain, we don't wear earrings around our neck. Just because the same gold is present in the ring and the earring, we are not going to wear the earring onto our fingers. We know This is used for this, this is used for this, this is used for this. But the common factor that connects all these things, the common factor that is present through all these three objects is nothing but gold. In the same way, we have three avasthas. What are the three avasthas? Jagrad avastha, swapna avastha, sushupti avastha. Jagrad avastha, the wake up state. Swapna avastha, dream state. Sushupti avastha, deep sleep state. And we also know that there is one common thing that is present in all these three avasthas. How do I know? Whatever the dream that I am getting, all those dreams are reflections of all those experiences that I got during my wake up state. So there has to be a person who is present in both wake up state and the dream state. Only then the impressions from the wake up state can be expressed in our dreams. Also, when we have a nice peaceful sleep without any dream, next day during my wake up state, if somebody asks me, hey, how did you sleep? Only if we have a common person between our deep sleep state and our wake up state, we can say, hey, I slept very, very peacefully. If we don't have any common person, what should we tell? We should have told, hey, I don't know what happened from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what happened. We don't say that. We say, hey, I dreamt A, B, C, D, E, and then I slept very, 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 very peacefully. All these things happen because there is a person, there is an entity which is present through all these three states. And Shastra say that person is the Atman. That Vastu, that, I mean, when I say person, don't imagine as person with all head, ears, and etc. It is that common entity that is present through Jagrat, that is present through Swapna, that is always be vigilant even during our deep sleep state. That entity is called as Atman. And this is just one way of teaching the Atma Tattva. And this is what we saw in Mandukya Upanishad class. If you guys have any doubts, please go and listen. I think that class was done during the Skanda Sashti, and it was named as Pranava, meaning of Pranava, Purusha Sukta, and Rudram. If I remember right, I can even share that in the group. If you have more in detailed analysis of these three things, please go to that class and listen. We will also be seeing this in the next class as well. It is going to be very, very interesting, and we have to use our intellect to understand all these things, not only using our intellect for the 30 or 40 minutes while listening to Vivekachudamani class. We have to keep on reflecting on these teachings during all the time for these teachings to make any useful change. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.